Put the surf down in here. Are you kidding me?
That's how you start a morning right there.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be borderline miserable. I forgot my chair. So I'm gonna wear my backpack and hopefully I can find a piece of brush or something to lean up against, but yeah, this is gonna suck. Good thing Luke's coming out in a couple days to meet us. Alright guys, if you ever want to see an example of a coyote using the wind, this is it. Saw this coyote way out here at 4, maybe 450, just kind of peeking up over the ridge. We got a left to right wind, obviously. Pretty light actually, and he circled all the way around and ended up popping up down into the thick sage, probably 600 yards out when we first saw him. When I first saw him again, I wasn't even 100% sure it was him. I thought it was a bobcat because he didn't move for a whole sequence, just sat there. And then I had a hell of a time trying to find him in the viewfinder of the camera. Finally he turned his head and I knew it was at least an animal.
There's two trees next to each other. Go to the next one to the right and straight down from that, right in the bottom. I don't know, it might be a cat. Pretty sure it's a coyote. Is that a cat or a coyote?
This is one of the few instances, guys, where Garrett and I are not on the same page. He thought the coyote went right. I watched him go left. Thought he saw him standing on the hillside. I'm waiting for him to shoot, and he never shot.
He's on the hillside.
Now I'm in panic mode, knowing this coyote's gone.
Right under the big tree. You got him. No, go left, the big tree. Left of the big tree.
So guys, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. It's our first stand of the day. Coming out to some of our country out in Nevada we found last year, and we called in 2, maybe 3. I'm pretty sure it was 2 on this one. Somehow Garrett's blind and didn't see that one.
I didn't at all.
That's right, we got one. And we got a couple more good stands on this road, so.
I feel like I blew the crap out of this and all the fur that flew on him.
It did.
No, I couldn't see him at all.
That looks like a pretty good sized coyote. I thought that was a small one, man.
I did too, big old
That's
male.
a big coyote.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for this country. I mean, they're not tiny out here, but like that's a pretty good sized coyote.
Yeah, really.
Did it blow him up or just kind of zip him a little bit on that side?
It didn't zip him. I had him right there perfect.
Really?
There's not even a hole in him.
That's awesome. Yeah, it looked like there were a bunch of fur
Yeah,
that
it must
flew.
have just been the lighting with the sun or something.
Yeah, that's a good sized coyote, man.
That is. I'm gonna have to.
Let's move some stuff around here.
Yeah, let me grab my stuff.
So I'm not really sure how, but I saw this coyote come off the hill in the far distance there, just left of that big tree. Still not sure how I saw him come that far away, but I knew it was going to be a while before he got there. The worst part was I didn't know where he was going to show up, and I knew it was going to be fast once he did. And to make matters worse, I was a little off-centered when I zoomed in, and just barely missed him when the shot actually happened. He's at the bottom left of the screen here. I saw that one coming from forever away.
So you're clear on the far ridge. You said the big tree in the bottom you can just see the top of?
Yeah,
You saw him clear off that
I
hill?
saw him coming off that hill.
Was he just coming?
So I saw him come about halfway down and he stopped and sat there. And that was right when I kissed. And then as soon as I kissed, he just came barreling off that hill.
Really?
Yeah. I knew he was going to try and circle a little bit.
Oh yeah, I figured he would.
I just didn't know exactly where he was. Did you see him as soon as I said 2 o'clock?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. I know I got him in the frame, but I wasn't zoomed in very far because I got a really bad glare on the
Oh, I
camera.
bet.
Like horrible.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Number 70.
Hell yeah.
30 to go.
That's 2 in 2 stands, guys. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when we started, so we'll take it. You guys like my chair? Yeah, it's my backpack with all my clothes in it. I forgot my chair. Pretty dang disappointed about it, but what are you gonna do? It's working. Not near as good as my chair does, but it works.
Big old pretty guy though.
You gotta be blowing stuff up.
I'm trying.
That's another big old pretty fluffed up coyote.
Big old male, 2 big males.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, he's
Look how furry that thing. That's like the thickest belly fur I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, got him on the side a little bit there, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right. I can fix that. A little bit of a white tail on him.
A little bit.
All right, guys, let's see if you can guess how long it's going to take us to set this up. I really have no idea. I'm going to guess about 3 minutes. What's your guess?
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, Price is Right rules. Bed set up. Alright guys, this is take 2. Battery died on the mic. We just did 15 minutes of filming and answering questions and I didn't realize that the battery had died. So anyway, take 2. We get a lot of questions, especially during this series, guys. We've had a ton of questions, a ton of comments, Can't say thank you enough for you guys' involvement in all this. We couldn't be doing it without you. With that in mind, we've been getting so many comments that we might not get to everybody. In the past, we've been able to get to just about everybody, but if we don't, keep watching, keep commenting, and we'll do our best to get back to you. But for right now, we're gonna have Garrett answer some of the questions that we get most common on this series and in the past on our videos, and even just running into people on the street. And the first comment that I can think of is, what caliber is best to shoot for coyotes?
So that's, again, a tough question, guys. If you're planning on saving the fur, anything kind of in that 22 caliber range, from a 204, I know that's not a 22 caliber, but 204 up to like a 22 250, even up to a 243 is great. It's not necessarily the bullet or the load or anything like that. It's the speed that, at least that we've experienced, that's going to cause the fur damage. I shoot a 22 250 a lot, and it used to just be hell on fur. I mean, it seemed like every time you'd shoot a coyote or a bobcat, something, it'd just blow the crap out of it. I slowed it down only about 250 feet a second, and it's made an immense amount of difference. So it's not necessarily the bullet, the load. Out of that 22 to 50, I'm shooting 34 grains of IMR 4895 with a 55 grain VMAX. So I was shooting 35.5 grains, so slowed it down. About 1.5 grains of powder was all I did. Been shooting a 6 Creedmoor, Rolling Bones 6 Creedmoor this year a lot. Shooting factory ammo out of that with 108 grain Hornady ELDX, and I believe that's shooting right at just under 3,000 feet a second, and it's been surprisingly fur friendly. So, but if you guys don't care about the fur, not worried about saving fur, don't worry about it. Whatever gun you have, I don't care if you've got a 30-06, a 270, a 500 Nitro Express, go out there and shoot coyotes with it. It doesn't matter, guys.
All right, next question we get all the time is, how far do you walk from your truck and how long do you stay on your stand?
Again, that's all terrain driven, wind driven, everything. There's times we've made stands where we're not walking 50 yards from the truck. We've got a perfect little ridge to hide the truck behind. We'll walk 50 yards over. There's other times we'll walk a half mile, walking into a stand. We try to keep it on average around that, 300-400 yards ish right there. But again, that's all kind of wind direction, how well the truck's hidden, and then once you get into your stand, where can you set up the best to see? That's where we end up with those long walks, is we think it's going to be real good. The truck's hidden, we walk up over the ridge, and there's nowhere to really set up where you can see, coyotes from your downwind side or anything like that. So there's no secret formula. You need to be 200, 300, 400 yards from your truck. It just depends on, as long as you can get the wind direction in your favor, your truck's hidden, and you can get to a vantage point where you can see good. Another one you guys ask a lot is, what are the chairs you guys are using? That is the Sly Dog grounded pound chair. They're awesome. Can't hunt without it. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything at all.
Yeah.
Mike, I totally forgot his on this trip. Luckily, in like 2 or 3 days, our buddy Luke's coming out. So he's going to bring it out for Micah. But yeah, they're awesome. I absolutely love them. It's just one of those things that makes coyote hunting so much more comfortable, being able to sit on your stand for 20 minutes.
So another question we get all the time, guys, is, what sounds do you use and how long do you sit on your stand?
Alright guys, so we usually sit on our stands for 20 minutes. Used to only sit 15, and again, it's all situation dependent. If you're calling really wide open stuff, or the wind's really hard in your face and the country's broke up and choppy. But 20 minutes is pretty standard for us. And as far as the sounds go, guys, that really, truly, honestly does not matter. It doesn't. We've hunted with several different people during this trip. Yes, we all have our favorite sounds that we like better, but I'm going to say, and this is a total swag, but 9 out of 10 coyotes, or if they're going to come to a call, they're going to come to a call. I don't care if you're playing cottontail, jackrabbit, a bird distress, whatever it may be, they're going to come to a call. There might be that occasional coyote that there's just something right about that call that he comes into, but it's not, there's not a secret sound. There's not a magic sound. Find what you like, what works for your country, whether it be, I mean, a perfect example, we were hunting with our buddy Luke in eastern Colorado. We've tried it out here in Arizona, Nevada, Utah, where we live. Couldn't call a thing in with a red fox distress. We got to Colorado and slayed with it. So it's one of those things you've got to try it out, try what works in your area, and find out what works in your area. And there's no set call sequence. We were just hunting with our buddy Colton Gillum up in Wyoming, and he was calling that day, and he literally let the call run the entire stand, and we killed coyotes. The kid just won with our other buddy Garrett Johnson. They just won the national championship and killed 31 coyotes in a day and a half. And when Colton's running the call, he pretty much lets it run the entire stand for 15-20 minutes, however long he's sitting on a stand, at least when he's contest hunting. When I call, I run it for about 30 to 45 seconds, occasionally a minute, and then I turn it off for 2 to 3 minutes and then turn it back on. So there's no magic secret to calling coyotes. There's a million different ways to call them. What we do works for us. What other people do works for them. So yeah, you've just got to get out and practice and find out what works for you guys.
Well, guys, I hope that answers some of your questions. Coyote hunting is just like anything else. The more you do it, the more you practice, the more different things you try, the more you're going to be able to narrow it down. I don't care if it's the gun, I don't care if it's the terrain, I don't care if it's where you're hunting. All of it is different every single time you go out, in every single area you go, every single different time of year. So we can't give you a magic formula for it, but we can give you the basics. And there's a couple of videos on the channel, or on our channel, of, well, the basics. What's that video called? Do you remember?
I think it's like Coyote Hunting 101, the basics.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Something like that. Anyway, go scroll through it's in how-to videos on the playlist. But yeah, go check that one out. It literally just gives you the bare bones basics of how to get out and be successful. And other than that, you're just gonna have to figure it out for your country and your coyotes and your time of year. So with that.
No, also guys, wanted to say thank you guys for all your support through this trip. Everything you've done for us, commenting, viewing, everything. It's been, the feedback's been phenomenal. Also on our online store at hiddeninstinct.net, you guys have just been amazing there, you know, supporting us through purchasing our hats, hoodies, t-shirts, all that stuff. Just want to say thank you for that. And also keep in mind, guys, all sales during this entire Coyote tour, during the month of December, we're going to donate 10% of that back to charity, just to give back, to say thank you, because we wouldn't be out here doing what we were doing if it wasn't for you guys and all your support. So can't thank you enough for that, and we look forward to wrapping this trip up and being able to give back a little bit. And the reason we're able to give back is because of you guys. So again, hiddeninstinct.net, check it out.
Well guys, that is a wrap for day 17, and we will see you tomorrow on day 18.